good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we are here to discuss some things, some wrestling, and some not so wrestling. All right, so some topics that we will be discussing now. All right, for no lack of a better word, all right, I am no philosopher, all right, and I am no scholar, all right, when it comes to geopolitics, but we may be at war with Iran. So yeah. Look at that. Look at us. Isn't this fun? Isn't this fun, everybody, being on your, P's and Q's, huh? About, military base being struck in, about military bases being striked. So cool. So fun. Love it here, man. What an awesome timeline we reside in. I don't have a lot to say about this, except from war.
War. Elimination.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him 2 lips.
Yeah, man, it's not great. Thoughts and prayers. That's such a bullshit thing to offer. Like, what the fuck do thoughts and prayers actually do? They do fucking nothing. But I don't know what else to offer. I'm distraught as the rest of you, and hoping for the best, but this is the bad timeline, so all we can do is hope for the best. All right, we are going to be getting directly into February 27th, 2026's Smackdown. And now this Smackdown was interesting. Smackdown has been getting a lot of good publicity with the IWC for a while, and a lot of people are saying, people never like anything. But I have seen a lot of people saying that the blue brand is lapping the red brand. I just want to make everybody very sober, or I want to sober everybody's mind when I say this. Both of these shows suck. They're awful. They're fucking terrible. And I think the revisionist history that goes into this, it's, oh man. And I question it, because when you get a segment like Randy Orton versus Aleister Black, right, that's pretty much confirming that Randy Orton will not be having his match with the Drew McIntyre. There will be no big Randy Orton and Cody payoff. Like, all of that shit is just kind of just, it's vapid, it's wind, it doesn't exist.
It's a wazzy, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist.
But I can't sit here and wrap my head around is how do you have so much talent in that locker room, and you simply only find a way to push Paul Heyman's destroyed fucking faction? This faction needs to go. Logan Paul needs to sit back in his little podcaster chair next across from his little Trump fucking sidekicks. Or that's where the fuck Logan Paul can go. Austin Theory, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he can even do a face run right now, because he is as dry as a fucking well done dollar store steak. All right, Austin Theory offers nothing when he goes out there. And now he gets outshined by Logan Paul. Logan Paul, Japan's most famous export, Logan Paul. God, this fucking company is something, man. Let's just start off the show with what the fuck we get, right? Oh no, my apologies. Let's actually get into, my second part of this cold open, the cleanup interviews. Yes, we have had a very interesting run of cleanup interviews. Michael Hayes went on the 6 Feet Under show, the formerly famous podcast with The Undertaker and his best friend, now Undertaker and his wife. A lot of people don't like it. You listen to the podcast, you tell me what you think of it, right? Essentially, Taker gives his 2 pieces on, Chelsea Green and how valuable she is to that locker room. Her having an it factor, her having a very, her being very well trained in that ring, very useful when it comes to background segments and production overall. And it's so crazy because Taker is just, for the most part, he seems pretty honest. It doesn't seem like there's any kayfabe, no work can happen here. Seems pretty authentic. And Michael Hayes, he has this way of just, oh man, by the way, Michael Hayes, somebody who was named in that Ring Boy suit with I think it was John Laurinaitis. Look up those Ring Boy suits with John Laurinaitis. Michael P. Hayes is a sick fucking freak, all right? But, almost every single old head in that fucking industry is some kind of perverted weirdo in some facet, right? We're going to keep moving forward. Michael Hayes just tries to save face like, man, I love Chelsea. I don't know why everyone thinks I hate Chelsea. Oh, I love her so much. She's such a great superstar. And it's like, well, the only reason that we're even having these discussions, the only reason that she's getting these pushes, right? The only reason that why Chelsea Green in a wheelchair is getting chance is because you, Michael P. Hayes, decided to fucking verbally bury her when the cameras were rolling. I don't give a damn what you said before, all right? That is your that is your staff. That is your talent. All right, who knows what may happen in the future? That could be a potential world champion. And when the cameras cut on, you said what you said. It's what it is, my nigga. It's what it is. Yeah, but this paired with Tiffany Stratton going on, I forget whose podcast it is. I think it's like Ice Cube's son's podcast. Maybe it was his podcast. But Tiffany Stratton was just basically saying like, hey, I don't know if I'm a heel or a face. I don't really know what's going on. That the crowd cheers for me. I don't really know why they cheer for me, but they do. And I'll tell you why they cheer for her. Because they're fucking gooner losers. That's why. Tiffany hasn't been a fucking face her entire run in WWE. She goes out there, she insults people, and she fucking inflates her own ego. That is not a face. She's only dubbed a face because she's a fucking pretty white girl with blue eyes. It's the same reason they want and desperately crave for Trick to be a heel. Smackdown is crawling with heels. Trick William goes out there and gets cheers. Cheers. He insults people to the likes of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Sami Zayn and gets cheered. That is not a fucking heel. Oh my God, this fucking company, man. Oh my God, not the company. This fan base. The fan base sometimes can be so mind-numbingly fucking stupid. Oh my gosh. Trick Williams doesn't need to be heel. Tiffany Stratton is obviously a heel. These are things people would know if the media literacy in this country was 2% higher, but it's not. All right, let's fucking go into this SmackDown. Jey Uso, Yeet Master 5000, all right, drunk Buddha Fist Uso, he finds a way to get the shit knocked out of him when all the cameras weren't rolling. It's another mystery background segment. Ooh, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, are you fucking entertained yet? Is this something you're enjoying Are you enjoying the show? Are you enjoying the show? This is what we do. What we do is create content. This shit is awful. It's fucking awful. And I can't keep finding a reason to talk about it. Hey, we're getting there, folks. Folks, we're getting there. Okay? Oh my God. What is Bailey doing? What is Bailey doing? This is stop time. This is stop time right now. What is anybody in this tag division doing? Any of them. Any of them at all. Let's play time again. Let's get back into the fucking night. Holy hell. We get a segment between Cody, Randy, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. Fine segment. Trick Williams, he's very over. He's over. He's quite literally like borderline Steve Austin levels of over. It's fucking insane. He can't be... How do you have someone who is fucking loved by the crowd, who is getting cheers when they insult people? How... Oh my God! He goes out there and Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, they have their normal spiel. Drew McIntyre's around here somewhere. Cody Rhodes makes a very valid point that Drew McIntyre's run has been booked to the likes of a bitch. And it's true. It's true. It's factual. Drew McIntyre has had one of the worst world fucking championships. And I mean that shit. Drew McIntyre is one of the worst fucking world champions this company has seen in a long fucking time. The creative around this has been in the shits. The production around this fucking booking has been in the shits. It's all terrible. And honestly, if Cody Rhodes wins this back, who cares? We're gonna get into our Elimination Chamber predictions at the end of this video, but when I tell you this shit is as stale as last year's loaf of bread, I can't wrap my head around it. And the idea that this shit gets greenlit, Holy hell. I mean, they might as well have Caesar from fucking Planet of the Apes working back there. There has to be monkeys banging their shit-covered fist on the laptops. There has to be. There's no other excuse for this. There has to be some kind of otherworldly explanation for this terrible fucking writing. Oh my gosh, let's talk about one of the first matches of the night, all right? We got Solo Sikoa, all right? Big Solo versus Uncle Howdy. Oh man, this Lantern story. Who is moved by this Lantern story? Honestly, the Lantern shit, it only makes sense to me if you want to acknowledge in full breath with your entire chest Bray Wyatt, but knock knock, they're not doing that. They will not do that because that's going above and beyond creative. That's bringing in personal shit with actual shit, and they ain't giving enough time to Solo and Uncle Howdy to flesh out a real actual story. So we're just gonna keep getting this shit into WrestleMania. I promise you, I'd put my hand on the nearest fucking religious text if I had it. If I could swear on it, I would. They are going to do an MFT Bloodline WrestleMania match. And it may, hypothetically, take up either 1 to 2 slots for WrestleMania. Guarantee. Oh man, maybe 1 to 2 nights. No, this fucking company. Next match we will be discussing is Tiffany Stratton, all right? Whose time is it? Not Tiffy time. Versus Kairi Sane, arguably probably one of the best wrestlers in the Smackdown locker room. I didn't hate this match. Tiffany is getting a lot better at selling. Kairi Sane is Kairi Sane. There's that. The finish for this was a little shaky. The finish was a little shaky for sure. If my memory serves me correctly, something happened outside. Oh man, I kind of forget who it was. Long story short, Asuka, I don't think she plays a part in this match. Tiffany finds a way to capitalize on Kairi Sane's absent-mindedness. Prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. Kairi Sane should have won this. Tiffany Stratton has had the belt before, and that's my bigger problem with this booking, right? Because Tiffany Stratton, let's even throw like Liv Morgan in there, right? These are two people who have already held world contender championships. Like, these aren't just secondary mid-carders we're talking about. Like, no, Liv Morgan had a world title feud with Rhea. Tiffy had a world title feud with Jade. Kairi Sane can't get that shine now? Like, for what reason can't Kairi Sane get these same opportunities that Tiffy got last year? Why? Just what? I don't know. And then you extrapolate this to the back fucking scene segment for our next women's match. Right? With, we're going to skip ahead a little bit, but with Candice LeRae and Jordynne Grace, right? We're going to wheel past a fucking, 8-man section of tag teams that haven't been on TV wrestling for 3-5 straight weeks. But Logan Paul just gets to waltz up and get a match with Jacob Fatu, the AAVE werewolf? Are we fucking kidding? Does that make sense to anybody? People who actually work their asses off, people who are there day in and day out. Logan Paul got onto the fucking scene 4 years ago off of a Prime Bottle marketing deal and a handshake. Maybe a couple of her hand things, if you catch my drift. Oh man, I don't know why Logan's here. And I'm not gonna lie, when I look at this match, with Candice LeRae and Jordynne Grace, paired with his Asuka, Lord have mercy, paired with this Kairi Sane and this Tiffany Stratton match, it just doesn't make sense, man. It does not make sense. And I don't know, that's all I really got for these women's matches, man. It's unfortunate, because again, Tiffany goes over, but it's only due to outside interference, so it's a clean win, I guess. Technically it's a clean win. The match didn't get thrown out, right? So, there's that. And then with Candice LeRae, the entire match was just fucking focused around Johnny Gargano. What the fuck? It's the exact same argument with the Jade Cargill, Jordan. It's crazy? It's literally a Jordynne Grace match all over again. The last Jordynne Grace match on SmackDown with Jade Cargill was completely focused around Dominic Mysterio. And now her second match is completely focused around Johnny Gargano. Johnny Wrestling. Super Johnny. Super Gargano. I guess he's not so super anymore, is he? Oh, man. I don't know what's going on. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Listen, we can even try to like power forward, all right? Probably to the best segment of the night, right? With Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss being interrupted by Kiana James, Julia. You know, Julia, she looks pretty great. She always does. And, you know, Jade Cargill. They have a very fun segment backstage. And I'm not going to lie, this was nice. I don't know what it was. I think maybe it was because Charlotte's like comedic timing. There was like 3 buckets of ice cream. They were all half-baked. I'm a half-baked fan myself. I don't know what it was. Maybe because Charlotte's a horseman. Maybe because we get Julia on TV. Julia did not get a pop, though. And that goes back into the creative. All right? Elimination Chamber. 4 matches. 4 matches for tonight. I'm recording this, and Elimination Chamber is in 2 hours. Collision. 8 matches. 10 segments. Altogether in total. 10 segments. 8 matches. Nigga, like what? Like at what point can we start calling a fucking bluff a bluff? They don't have the creative firepower to go blow for blow with AEW. Hey, booking and situational awareness be damned when it comes to some of these stories. All right, and when some people feel like maybe is Swerve feeling a little directionless, maybe the Bucks directionless, Willow directionless. Perhaps you can say all of that. What is the world champion doing in AEW right now? He just tried to two-face Hangman. What's the world champion doing in WWE right now? Either of them. CM Punk on Corporate Phil is speaking to empty crowds every fucking Monday. Drew McIntyre finds a way to ruin any match he can for the sake of the game because he can't stop thinking about his opponents. Slop. That's what this shit is. It's AI generated slop, and I'm tired of having to fucking endure it and just accept it for the sake of accepting it. All right, the idea that I'd rather watch 5 women bicker in the back than watch wrestling on a wrestling show says a lot about what the production is for this goddamn company. It's insanely horrible. It's insanely bad. Insanely. Julia doesn't even get a pop, and her fucking minor reactions to the chaos happening is maybe one of the better parts of the video. How is this possible on a wrestling show? Fuck me, man. Oh, okay, let's talk about this last match. Logan Paul versus Jacob Fatu. 3 matches for the whole night, by the way. Dastardly shit. We get Carmelo Hayes versus, who is it? Carmelo Hayes versus Matt Cardona. Woo. No one gives a fuck. I'm not talking about that. We're also not going to be talking about Obafemi and Miz having a rap battle for like 2/3 of their match, and then Oba squashed him. Now, Obafemi, hilariously entertaining. Hilariously entertaining. The mountains that would be moved from a Carmelo Anthony. The mountains that would be moved from a Carmelo and Oba feud. The mountains that would be moved from a Carmelo and Oba feud. The mountains and the rivers would shake. That's the kind of shit we can get from Oba and Melo, but we're not going to get that. Montez Ford still isn't on TV. Axiom's, he's still backstage. Oh, man. This is getting tough. These SmackDowns are getting harder and harder to watch, man. I'm sorry they are. They are, man. They are. Like, you put aside everything happening in the world. Like, just put all that shit aside. These SmackDowns fucking suck, bro. And that's why all these ticket sales are down. Listen, we've talked about this until the cows came home, all right? I'm not a big numbers guy. I'll never talk about viewership, or I'm never really going to harp on the ticket sales too much, right? The most we'll get into the weeds about is a cage match rating or, a Meltzer-like rating, right? That's the most we'll get into the weeds about, honestly, right? Because everything's subjective. But the idea that nobody is like willing to participate in WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber, it says more than just the pricing is up, because they tried to cut the pricing down. And mind you, those ticket prices, ghastly prices, even with the discount. It doesn't change the fact that the stories here, they're not palpable. They're not entertaining. They're not tasty. They're not satisfying. They're not satisfactory. And how could they be? Look at what the fuck you give us. You give us another Scooby-Doo story to end the night. And some guy who wrestles in Seth Rollins' gym. I guess maybe he did a couple of extra scenes on NXT or something. The IWC seems to recognize him. I couldn't tell you who the fuck this guy is. It's obvious that they had nobody else to offer. They had no one else to offer. And you know what? You know what's so funny? So what, man? Hey, So what? You know what? They gotta officially implode this shit somehow. So you know what? If this is going to be going into the fucking lore of this team, you know what? So be it. Hey, let's see what they got, man. Because you know what? It honestly, and I mean this, it can't get any worse. It cannot get any worse, ladies and gentlemen. It can't. That was everything for me, though. That was everything. I have nothing else to share. A couple of Elimination Chamber predictions that we will be throwing out. All right, it's gonna be a bit of a shotgun. Wholeheartedly, as much as it upsets me, I think the winner for the men's Elimination Chamber is probably going to be Brock the Piss Boy or Cody Libations Rhodes. Either of those choices piss me off, but it's probably just going to be what it is, right? We have to acknowledge that Tiffany Stratton or Raquel Rodriguez will most likely be winning the Elimination Chamber. I'll throw Rhea in there. I don't know. I don't see this company going in a different direction. Raquel will be nice, but if it's not Raquel, it's probably Tiffy. If it's not Tiffy, it's Rhea. I know it's kind of a cop-out. That's like 3 out of 6, but hey, whatever. Shut up. Lastly, the box is probably going to contain Powerhouse Hobbs. I think that makes the most sense, but who knows? Who knows what these jerk-offs are going to do? And lastly, all right, AJ Styles is most likely going to go over on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is probably going to screw herself over trying to, think too much ahead or over, analyze the situation. And AJ is going to get a big pop. Now, the counter to that is AJ scheduling. AJ is probably going to get fucked over and lose the match, maybe even like a fake kayfabe injury that puts her back on the shelf so she can create her comic books. Hey, and we're just going to talk about that for 2 seconds. I like the idea that AJ Styles is expressing herself in, the most healthy way that she can. I love that. I just wish that maybe this spot was given to somebody who didn't have a part-time schedule. And I wish that wasn't me thinking and I wish that wasn't a statement that would relate. And I wish that was a statement that would be accepted by the fan base, all right? And I wish that was a more frequently shared statement, all right, that the fan base could agree with, instead of harping on me like fucking vultures. But again, that was everything I had for February 27th, 2026 Smackdown. Big prayers out to the world. The world's in a really unsafe, really scary place, and we're only here because of a certain group of people. They may or may not wear red hats, and they may or may not speak in circular arguments, but that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about sports. So I hope everyone has a great one. However you catch this, whenever you catch this, I have a lot of other things coming up for the week, maybe for the day. One Piece and Collision, along with Elimination Chamber. A lot of shit to ring out. So hope all of you stay patient, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay beautiful. Peace.